We've been going through the post-mortem of the Mike Zimmer Minnesota Vikings regime, and I understand that's the past, it's the past, it's done, but we're starting to reverse engineer and find out why the Vikings massively underachieved in 2021 and 2020. So it's just beautiful, man, because you knew after everyone was washed out, a lot of the players are not beholden to this to the regime that just went. So we're going to get a lot of things either on the record, off the record. It's beautiful, man. It's good time stuff. Ben Goessling, Star Tribune, wrote an amazingly in-depth, well-sourced piece about what the hell was going on with the Zimmer regime, and it's amazing. Plus, the perfect, quintessential Mike Zimmer story we'll get into in a sec, but want to go over two excerpts from the article. A little personal things. Of course, the whole Zimmer, he won't say hi to us in the hallway. And I know, whether it be O'Neal, Kendricks, or unnamed players, a lot of them are getting clubbed for being, they're soft, they're soft, they can't do this, they can't do that. But guess what? That's the culture nowadays. It is what it is. I'm sorry that it's not the 1940s, and I'm sorry that, by the way, players were like this in the 80s as well, because Les Steckel, the Les Steckel season, that's right. The former Marine, drill sergeant, is trying to be an overlord here in Minnesota. How'd that work out for one season, huh? It worked out so well that they had to bring Bud Grant back for a year, huh? So that's exactly what happened. So even though it's easy to say, all these players are soft nowadays, treating people poorly and then expecting them to perform 100% for you, it's never going to work. Never, ever, ever going to work. It may work in a dictatorship, but this is not. This is not. I mean, a lot of these players earn more money than Mike Zimmer, but it's whatever there. But little personal things. There was little doubt the Vikings cared about wins, but there weren't enough of them. And that means by which the team chased them eventually seemed to wear players to a nub. I think it could be something as little as, hey, how you doing in the hallway? Or feeling like when you walk by the guys in the hallway and they say, hello, how you going? Good morning, offensive tackle Brian Neal said Monday. Yeah, it's just little things like that where, it can be a professional workplace. It can be this and that. But, I mean, you're still people. I mean, you're still people that you have to see for 50, 60 hours a week, depending on, or 100 if you're a coach. But, we spent so much time together, and the season is so long that little personal things here or there could make a huge difference for a young guy or rookie who is coming in and isn't really sure how he fits or if he belongs. Little different personal things like that, because guys play their best when they feel good about themselves and the role within a team. And I get it's like stupid millennials and stupid avocado toast. No, that applies to everyone. Morale is morale is morale, and he's absolutely right. Like Say you're a rookie coming in or a free agent coming to Minnesota, and you're used to a organization that you feel valued at, or you're the big man on campus in college. Everyone gets along, and it actually is a family. That's a cliche in business. Well, we're basically like a family. Like, you go from that to just people are talking behind each other's backs. People aren't talking at all with Spielman and Zimmer. Apparently, people just spit and chew dip all over the place. It's like, oh, great. And on Sunday, I'm just supposed to go and play for you. Great. Zimmer's sometimes blunt comments to the news media, like saying Barr had a tendency to coast, or telling reporters Xavier Rhodes and Terrence Newman had gone against the game plan and lost to the Packers 2016, gave some players the impression the coach was quick to blame them, though Zimmer was not shy about admitting he'd made a bad defensive call. Goessling, I think it was much more the former as opposed to the latter. Like, we can count on like one hand how many times Zimmer has actually taken the blame as opposed to just completely they just didn't take the game plan. Whose fault is that? After Week 17 home loss to the Bears in 2018 during which TV cameras caught Cousins and Thielen arguing about a route, and defensive players privately fuming about Zimmer's game plan, the coach began 2019 offseason workouts with a detailed study of all the moments that cost the Vikings a playoff trip before holding outdoor practices even on cold, rainy spring days. Okay, that one's a little soft. That one's a little soft. It's like, all right. He talked about where we messed up, even though some of the players weren't even on the team last year. So how does this apply to me? And then, we got practice in the cold May rain. All right, that one's a little bit soft. But here we go. We're going in for the coup de grace, the chef's kiss. Ultimately, though, the Vikings' final two defenses under Zimmer were among the worst in the league, and the team missed the playoffs both years. After a key loss in the final weeks of the season, his tone started to shift. Sources said the coach gave a Wednesday presentation about all the bad things that happened to him in his 8 years with the Vikings. Peterson's suspension in 2014, Bridgewater's knee injury in 2016, and so on, leaving players dumbfounded, which, that's just a bad look. Hey, if you're a leader, the buck stops with you. And there's a name for leaders who make excuses about, oh, woe is me, this is why I can't succeed. They're called losers. Exactly. Belichick had a tight end who probably killed at least 3 people, and they still won rings, man. What's your excuse, Zimmer? I was like, oh, Adrian got suspended because he beat his kid with a tree. Oh, so sorry. What does Adrian 2014, Teddy in 2016, Blair Walsh falling apart, what does that have to do with missing the playoffs 3 of the last 4 years, huh? What is going on? And also, stop using Kirk Cousins as a scapegoat. Like, it's easy to do because of his contract and also because he didn't play that great the first year or two. But since the bye of 2020, he's played the best football of his career. You can win games with that Kirk Cousins, and you did win games with that Kirk Cousins during that stretch of time. So that's just weak tea. That's completely garbage. You talking out of school to Dion is like, well, obviously I'd still have my job if Kirk Cousins played better. Shut up. Just shut up, man. Like, I loved Mike Zimmer at the beginning, his tough, no-nonsense thing, but he never adapted. Like, his greatest attribute was his downfall as well. Just his toughness, his stubbornness, etc. He didn't adapt. Players started not buying in after the losses started mounting. And, hey, you can be a dictator if you win games. I mean, I'm sure that Alabama things are not always hunky-dory in the hallways. They're in Tuscaloosa, even though they didn't win this year. That's whatever. But Saban can be little Napoleon. He can be a dictator because you win games. You can't do that if you're losing. And so that's it. And blah. It's just perfect, man. I assume this is after the Rams game where, hey, you picked off Matthew Stafford 3 times and you still don't win. So maybe that was a little bit on Cousins, but just amazing, man. So you can tell by the tonal shift of Zimmer in the media, Zimmer's body language on the sidelines, the players, how they just gave very little effort, and just the way that they were just chilling on the sidelines. I mean, you saw. It was over. It was donezo. It was finito. And this is just amazing. This is something from The Office. Like, if Michael Scott was getting fired, he would have a full-on presentation of like, hey, this is what has gone bad for me. But I love it, man. It's good stuff. But your thoughts are our thoughts. The perfect quintessential Mike Zimmer story coming out. All the leaks. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.